everyone, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV on the Xbox One console. This is Green River 2019, episode number 13. Thanks for stopping in, folks. I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching this video. As you can see, it's snowed. We've got a ton of snow here. We've had to move all of the equipment off of the farmland and onto the grass so that we could plow a little bit and clean up these feeding troughs, because we can't clean them up with all the snow in the way, because the snow just goes into the universal bucket and does not pick up the animal droppings or leavings like grass or pig food or anything like that. So we've had to purchase this snow plow. And right now we're just clearing some of the snow away from the feeding and watering areas so that we can see the triggers and know if there's any mess to clean up. So we're not going to plow the entire parking lot or the entire farm, because that would just take forever. We're just sort of cleaning this up a little bit so we can get machines in and out. Let's just move this big snowbank out of the way. A little bit of snow on the ground is okay, but when it gets to be really high amounts of snow, it becomes somewhat problematic to get the machines in and out of where they need to go. And right now we need to take care of all the animals, so we need to take care of some of this snow. So we're going to clean up around here a little bit, where there's a feeding area right here for the horses. Let's plow this up real quick. But to save you the boredom of watching me plow snow out of the way, let's just skip ahead to the end of the snow clearing process, shall we? And here is the last animal pen that needs clearing off. This is the cow shed, cow barn. I guess we don't really need to clear out the water triggers, but we did them all anyway. You can just drive up to them and dump the water into the trough, regardless of how much snow is on the ground. But, you know, we don't want the snow to accumulate, and we want the cows to be able to get to and from the water trough with no problems, or driving over big snowbanks or walking over big snowbanks. So let's just clear this out. All right, so we're done. And let's go, we'll just go put the plow, as soon as we smack it on that fence post right there. We're going to go put the plow over by the pig barn, and we'll just leave that there. We already took some time and cleared out the orchards, so we've got to take care of all of the animals plus the orchards. The orchards is now another daily task, because they're producing money by the hour. They consume water and manure by the hour, so we need to fill all of those up with water and manure just to keep them going. They should be just about the 60 or 70% mark right now, so we do need to take care of the orchards as well as all of the animals. We need to treat the orchards as living things, because they are generating income by the hour, and it's pretty much saving us from falling into peril with no money. Alright, so let's have a look at this here, our animal menu. The chickens are already taken care of. The pigs need water, straw, food, and we need to empty the manure. So why don't we start with watering all of the animals, because I'm sure all of the animals need to be watered anyway. So like I said earlier, we've already got all of the equipment over here on the grass, just to make some room for plowing and things like that. So let's hop into the semi. We'll grab the water tank, which is right there beside us. We've got to go fill it up, and then we're going to drive around to all of the animals and make sure they have enough water to survive the rest of the winter. We are on day 3 of late winter. We've got $251,000. We're not doing too bad, but we want to keep this cash cushion as big as possible, so that if we do run into a problem, then we can just throw money at it and it won't be a problem anymore. Alright, so let's fill up the rest of the water truck the rest of the way. It was sitting just about halfway. While we're doing that, if you have not already done so, folks, click that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of the video. That would be greatly appreciated. When you're done that, hit that like button as well, and share the video with all your family and friends. Ring that notification bell for me so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. And last but not least, come and follow us on all of our social media campaigns. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Patreon. There's also a small PayPal link there if you feel so inclined to send a donation for our quest to purchase a PC setup. We will still be playing on Xbox One as well as PC once we get that up and running, but that's quite a ways away for now. Remember, folks, donations are never expected, but always greatly appreciated by me. Yeah, so that's all done with now. Perfect. Let's move on to something else. All right, watering the pigs, then we're going to go and water the horses or the sheep. Which one should we do first? I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's go and water the horses. There's a lot of snow coming down on this farm. But that is not going to prevent us from taking care of the animals. I did test out some snow plows, none of which seemed to work off camera, so we didn't go with snow plows. I wanted to, because it was obviously easier than just moving snow around. But one of them did work, but then it just stopped. I'm not sure. I think it was the lizard snow plow. It filled up, but then it wouldn't empty, and then it doesn't just throw the snow out while you drive. So it was kind of annoying. So we just deleted all the snowplow mods, and we just went with the regular Hauer snowpack, which gives you the plow that we were using earlier, plus the salt spreader. So in case you wanted to use the salt spreader, you could buy salt from the shop, put it in the salt spreader, and then it would just melt away small layers of snow. But I'm not sure how it would work here with this amount of snow. But anyways, that's all done. But all right, that's enough about the snow now. Let's worry about the orchards. So we've got one greenhouse watered. There's the other greenhouse watered. And this one at the end might be a little difficult, as we're going to have to pull the semi-trailer out a little bit. Where's the trigger? Oh, we're going to have to back up a little closer to it. We probably could have plowed a little more snow, but oh well, we didn't have time for that. All right, there's that one, and one more greenhouse to water, and then we can move on to the fruit trees and the orchards here. Just back this up carefully, and then at some point in the video we're going to have to gather up the manure and remanure all of the, there you can see the orchards. If you look closely at the orchards, you can see the water spraying out onto the trees now. That's one of the nice little animations that come with the tree orchards, the apples and oranges, I'm guessing, or you get to see the water spray. There we go, there's that one. And the last one here, should be able to get in there. I don't think I cleared enough snow. We just might be able to get it in there. We're just going to have to go around the snowbank a little bit there onto this guy's field. His field of withered crops that he has not taken care of. But oh well, that's his problem. There we go. Now I think we need to add some more water to the water truck before we head on back to the cows, because there's not going to be enough in the tank to fill up the cows to where they need to be. So let's just zip right back over to the water station. Driving a little fast for the snow. We don't want to skid out of control. Let's there we go. Fishtail the water tank. At least the brakes work. That's good. Let's throw a few thousand liters of water into the tank, and then we'll head on back to the cows. I'm not really sure how much we need. Let's try here. Was that 11,000 liters? We should be okay with that amount of water. Let's head on back there right now. And while we're on our way back, we can stop and check on the milk trailer as well, see if we can put some milk in there. All right, careful around these corners with the slippery ground. We don't want to get into an accident and jackknife the truck. Here's the milk trailer. Let's see if there's any milk that needs to be put into the milkmobile. Sitting at about 9,000 liters. Milk is empty. There is no milk in the silo. That is perfect. One less thing for us to do. Let's hook back up to the water tank. We'll go around back and water the cows. All right, and at some point, yeah, we've got to collect the manure because that is piling up, and you can see that's going to be problematic as well because there's now snow accumulation on the conveyor belts. So we're going to have to get rid of the snow on the conveyor belts first before we pump the manure out of the manure bunkers. There we go. Cows are being watered. And that's one less thing we need to do today. And the tank is empty. So how much do we need for cattle here? Water. Oh, that's almost near the top. They should be good. They should be okay. If they need more water, we can water them back. Or maybe we should look into those water pumps so that we don't have to keep filling up all of these. I think they're like $5,000 a piece. And they came with the Seasons mod, so maybe we can, maybe we'll look into that next episode. We'll install some water pumps so that way we don't have to fill up the water anymore. It'll be one less thing we have to do every day. I wonder if we can put the water pumps on the orchards. Well, that'd be something. Use one mod to power another mod. All right, let's put the water truck back over here in its usual spot. And then we'll drive back over to where everything else is parked. And we'll see what's next on the to-do list for today on this snowy Green River 2019, episode number 13. I think next on the list was straw. Everyone needed straw. The pigs, the cows, and the horses. So let's jump into our class Arion 660. Class Arion 660 Platinum Edition tractor. And we'll hook up the hay wagon or the straw blower or straw spitter. I don't know, I like spitter, but it was, I've been corrected and it is straw blower. And we don't need to clear off the trigger because we know that it's right here. And there's one bale and two bales. So see, that one went right into the next bale without having to start it again. That's fantastic. Alright, spitting some straw at the piggies. And we are out of straw. And pigs are almost full of straw, but we can get some more in there. We need to go get a couple of bales first to get the rest of the pigs their straw that they need, and the cows and the horses. So let's zip on back here. I'm sure glad that we stockpiled those straw bales like we did. Whoa, cannot make that turn. Yeah, I'm sure glad we stockpiled those straw bales because they are coming in handy. Because our pigs are procreating like crazy, or reproducing like there's nothing else to do. And we're using more and more straw every day for those pigs. Alright, let's just leave this here. And we'll hook up the bale spikes. And we'll throw a couple of bales of straw in there, and 2 more bales should be good. And then we'll be able to do the cows while we're here, the pigs, and then the horses. Now let's try and grab 2 bales at the same time. Let's see how my bale handling skills are improving. These are stacked a little differently than other trailers because this auto-loading trailer stacks them vertically instead of horizontally. There we go. We've got 2, and we knocked a bunch of them on the ground, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. They're out of the elements, and they're not losing size. You can see we got 8,000 pounds of hay, or 8,000 pounds of straw, so they're not getting any smaller. Now, if we had left them outside in the winter, they'd probably be withered away to nothing right now because of the weather. So it's a good thing to keep your straw indoors and covered when you're using the Seasons mod, because Seasons will diminish the weight of each bale if you leave it outside. However, if you're not using Seasons, you don't need to worry about that. They will maintain their weight at 4,000 pounds all day long. It's one of the features that are built into the Seasons mod. When you're using it, the straw will diminish when it's being left outside. There we go. We got our 2 bales of straw. Let's hook back up to the straw blower, and we will feed the cows their intake of straw that they require. Okay, we're just going to have to turn around because the trigger is right here by the door. Let's try and maneuver in here. Can we make this turn? I think we can. Nope, we're going to have to jump in here a little bit. There we go. All right. And now there's the trigger right there, so we can feed the cows their straw. I wonder why there was no milk in the silo. I wonder why my cows are not producing milk. Maybe it's because now they're just eating grass, and grass-fed cows don't produce milk. They were producing milk when there was silage and TMR, so maybe just feeding your cows grass only produces manure. It'd be interesting to look into. I think when the grass is depleted, maybe we should feed them silage. Maybe we should make some silage and feed them that, and see what the byproduct is of just feeding your cows silage. If anyone already knows and you want to spoil it for me, please leave a comment down below and let me know what happens when you feed your cows just silage, just TMR, or just grass. Well, we already know that just grass produces just manure, so there's no spoiler alert there, but let me know what happens, if you know and I don't, when you feed your cows TMR or silage. And TMR is total mixed ration, for those of you who are not sure what TMR is. All right, we should have enough, a bale and a bit to feed to the horses. Let's just see. There's 1 bale gone, and into the 2nd bale now, and we're good. The horses did not need that much straw, so that's great. All right, let's have a look at the menu here. What is next? The pigs need food, so let's go and do that. Now I think we're going to have to buy some pig food because the pig food trailer is almost empty. My pigs are finally starting to eat everything I put in front of them, which is good. The pig food trailer is just right here. And you can see here from the overhead view, it is pretty empty. So we're going to have to spend some money and buy a trailer full of pig food, because I'm not sure how much. I'm just buying generic pig food. I'm not sure how much corn or soybeans or sugar beets are mixed in. But let's go just fill up the trailer over here. Now, this is probably the 2nd time in this whole series that we've had to use this feed anywhere mod, or the multi-feed silo. You can buy pretty much everything in here. For your chickens, you can buy wheat, oats for the horses, seeds for your fields. You can buy TMR or pig food. So we're choosing pig food, and that's going to cost quite a bit. $12,000 for a trailer full of pig food. But that may or may not last 3 or 4 days. The pigs have just started eating, so I'm curious to see how much feed we're actually going to go through with the little piggies. Alright, so let's just dump this in here, and then we can move on to something else. Alright, 21,000 liters of pig food. And they're full. And we've got 16,000 left. So, okay, so we only needed 4,000. Well, they weren't completely empty, but now we've got a lot of extra. Alright, what's next? The sheep need some grass. So now, because we're down to 1 loading wagon, we've got to take this 1 loading wagon back to the silo in the back, near the cow shed, and get some grass. All right, and then, yeah, we'll top up the cows as well with grass while we're back there. It's close by. We'll do the silage and TMR test another day, maybe in the spring or the summer. We'll let the grass deplete after today, but for now I want to keep the cows fed with grass. They are producing a fair amount of manure, which I need for the orchards and the greenhouses. We might look at getting some more orchards and greenhouses later on down the road. I want to wait until spring and summer to see how much grass we get versus how much grass we have and how much grass we need, so that we can know how much of that grass field to put orchards on or what have you. All right, let's get some grass. There we go. So we have 115,000 liters of grass. We should be good for quite some time, at least until the spring and summer when we need to cut grass again. But then I'm thinking too, we can start another business for silage bales. Since we have the grass, we can just get a bale wrapper and a baler and start making silage bales and sell those too. Or we can stockpile those and sell them when we need to. And we'll figure that out another day. Right now, let's just try and get all the animals taken care of in this blizzard of a snowstorm. All right, so we're feeding the sheep some grass, and then we're going to go back and feed the cows some grass as well. There you are, Mr. Sheep. Just a little bit of grass for you, and we still got a little bit left in the trailer. So we'll bring that back, take care of the cows, and we'll dump the rest of the grass back in the silo. Everything is still all over the place. I don't really like that, but we've got to put everything back where it needs to go anyway, so we might as well take care of the animals first. All right, going to feed the cows some grass. All right, yeah, we're going to feed the cows some grass. I'm trying to think of what we need to do next. I don't really want to take the next 4 hours and plow all of this out. So I don't think we're going to do that. Let me just think. What can we do? What can we do? Oh, geez, while I was talking, I realized I just put the grass back in the silo without feeding the cows. Let's go get some more grass. Yeah, they could use some grass. They're just over halfway, but I don't want to get it any lower than what it is. And then, of course, we'll clean those up later on as well. And we'll get the productivity back to 100%. All right, grass for the cows. And the feed trough is just over here. You can see my static cows just sort of jumped all over the place there. Yeah, maybe the salt spreader would have been a good idea, so that we can just melt away all the snow rather than just push it out of the way. Yeah, maybe next time we'll invest in the salt spreader, but then we've got to buy salt. We don't even know how much it is, so maybe that's something we could look into. All right, now let's put the rest of the grass back in the silo. There we go. And now I think while we have the loading wagon out, yeah, so the horses need oats and hay. We've already got a trailer full of oats, but we could use this loading wagon to go and get some hay and feed the horses. So I think that's what we'll do next, seeing as how we're already attached to the loading wagon. Yeah, look at the snow accumulating on these conveyor belts. We're going to have to get the snow off of there first before we remove the manure from the bunker, because we can't put snow in the manure trailer while there's manure in it. It just won't work. All right, to the hayloft. That's where we're going. And I think once I have a few minutes, maybe in the early spring or early summer, we'll take all of the hay out of the hayloft and put it in the silo where the grass is, and then we'll just sell the hayloft because I don't think we need it. We don't need all of this hay storage because we're not really going through that much hay. The horses right now are the only thing that eat the hay. And we only have 7 horses. And they don't eat that much hay every day anyway. So, and I don't really have the time to get more horses. I was thinking about getting more, and then I thought to myself, I'm the one that's got to ride these horses every day to keep them healthy and worth money. Because we do get about $11,000 every day from the livery stables. That's just with the 7 horses we have now, but I just don't have the bandwidth or the time to ride more than 7 horses for 10 minutes a day. If you think about it, that's each horse takes probably 5 minutes to level up to 100%, and then you can put it back. So that's 35 minutes that we're at right now. If we get more horses, then it's just going to take more time, and I don't have the time. So we're fine with 7 horses for now, and I think we'll leave it at 7 for the time being. If something changes and we get more horses, then fine, but I don't know. Alright, so we are full now. We do not require the loading wagon anymore. Let's just put this back over here, and we'll grab the oats, which are right there beside us. And we'll move everything back later on once the snow melts or clears. And yeah, so let's go feed the horses some oats, and then we'll see what's next. Alright, so the oats go right here, and then we can probably just leave the trailer here for now. I don't think we need to move it anywhere. That's good. Alright, let's go back over here to where everything is strategically parked on the lawn. Alright, horses are good. The cows need to be cleaned, so let's jump back in our Class 660 Platinum Edition tractor, and we'll go and grab the universal bucket and clean up the cows. I wish there was an automatic cleaner that you can get that would just robot over. I think there is. I think it's called the Yaley robot cleaner, but it didn't really work that well when I tried it a few months ago. You keep having to go in and empty it, or it's like a vehicle you can get in and drive, and then you have to go in and empty it somewhere, but then it just leaves it on the ground, and the thing runs at about 2 miles an hour, so you can't really drive it anywhere to empty it. But yeah, if you've never heard of that before, go check it out. It's a Yaley automatic cleaner. I want to use the phrase picker upper, but that's not what the technical name is, obviously. And we got lots of grass, or lots of snow in here that we need to dump out first before we pick up the silage that was left behind by the cows. Yeah, I tried to use the Yaley automatic cleaner. It worked fine until it filled up, but then you've got to keep going back and emptying it, otherwise it doesn't clean your animals. If it was a true automatic cleaner, it should actually clean up after your animals and then dump it in a specific location for you, maybe off to the side of the feed trough, so that you can just go pick it up later. But it doesn't. You have to manually empty it, and then you have to manually drive it back or attach it to the front of a tractor, which is just as time consuming as coming to clean up after your animals anyway, so it really didn't make any difference whether or not we had it. And I did experiment with a conveyor belt cleaning system as well. I'm not sure if you knew this, but you could use those small conveyor belts that we're using in the manure bunker there. You can place those strategically in your feeding area so that the feed automatically lifts off of the conveyor belt, and then if you're brave enough, you can get a larger conveyor belt that swings around and dumps the food back into the trough automatically. I used it for the sheep on FS17. I called it the Sheep-O-Matic 3000, and it was made up of 4 small conveyor belts and 2 large conveyor belts. that picked up all of the grass leavings and then automatically funneled it back into the feeding trough, so we didn't really need to clean up after the animals at all. Which is good. It worked in FS17, and I haven't tried it yet in FS19, but maybe we'll tackle that in another episode as well. There we go. So cleaning up the pig manure. All right, we'll jump back in the truck and wait for this to finish, and then we'll go back and get the cow manure and clean off the snow from that conveyor belt. I'm not sure why snow did not accumulate on the pigs' conveyor belts, but only the cows. It's kind of a mystery. But then after we pick up all the manure, we will go around and refill all of the manure bins in our orchard. There's the snow coming off there now. Off of our manure bins. The manure bins on the orchards and greenhouses, so that we can continue to make our hourly money. So if you look at the clock right now, it's 10:59. When that reaches 11 a.m., you'll see our money go up, and that's the money from the orchards. Any minute now, you'll see the money increase. As soon as it rolls over and I hit the fence there while I'm talking. Or maybe, there we go. And you see it went from 239,000 to 240,000. So we make just about 1,400 bucks an hour just by having the orchards and the fruit trees. All right, so this is not moving because the conveyor belts are filled with snow. So this is what happens in the winter. Snow will accumulate on your conveyor belt, so we've got to move the truck out of the way. Then we're going to have to get that smaller trailer right there in front of us and dump the snow into that. So we're going to do some fence jumping here. We're going to run through the cow pasture so that we don't have to drive all the way out to where the tractors are to get one. Yeah, I know, I'm running through your pasture. Take it easy. Jump the fence, there we go. That's my exercise for today, and it doesn't really matter. We just need any tractor. This is the closest one. So let's drive this back to the cow shed, and we will put the snow from the conveyor belts into the trailer so that we can extract the manure from the bunker. All right, just a quick drive back, and then we will empty the snow off those conveyor belts. Just another problem that the snow is causing for us here on the farm. All right, there's the hitch right there. Perfect. And let's just try and maneuver this under the end of the conveyor belt. There's the snow coming off. Perfect. And we'll just wait for that to stop or slow down. It's not going to stop completely because it is snowing out, and it's going to constantly go. You can see the manure from here. It's trying to go on that belt, but the snow is just picking it up. So we'll wait for the snow to slow down a little bit. And then we'll move the trailer out of the way, and then move the manure trailer backwards to get the manure. Now, as long as there's just a tiny bit of snow on your conveyor belts, the manure will override it, and the snow won't show in your trailer. It will just magically turn into just manure. You won't have any snow mixed into that. So that's good enough, I think. That will stop that from happening. Now let's just run all the way back really quickly to the manure truck. Okay, the manure is flowing on the belt, so that's good, but it's not going to go onto the ground because there's no truck there to catch it. We just need to back up now into the way of the conveyor belt and let the manure fall into the truck. There we go. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so we are going to fill up the rest of the manure from the bunker. Then we're going to refill all of the manure bins on the greenhouses and the orchards. And then that is going to wrap up this episode, folks. Thanks for tuning in. You've watched Green River 2019, episode number 13 here on JCTV. This was Farming Simulator 19, played on the Xbox One console. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, if you have not already done so, click that subscribe button for me, like and share this video, and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. For now, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and this is JCTV saying, see you later.